Today I'm working a 28-hour shift. I can't breathe. This is the life we chose, baby. Welcome to my crib. Look how ugly it is. It's about 5:30 a.m. Bath time! I actually kind of enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being in the ICU this week. Welcome back, vlog. It's a new week, new rotation. Today's my first day in the Neuro ICU. Let's get it. Fit check of the day. Let's go to work. Bye, puppies. I'll miss you guys. All right, guys, happy Monday. First off, I'm gonna address what's wrong with my face. So last night I had a little pimple right under my lip, tried to pop it, rookie mistake, because your boy woke up this morning with what's probably a little lip abscess. Actually, it's not really little, it's actually kind of big and it hurts, and that kind of sucks. That was my bad. I shouldn't have tried to pop it. That was kind of stupid. And if this gets worse, I'm gonna have to deal with that at some point, and honestly, it already hurts, which kind of sucks. Not a great way to start my Monday, not gonna lie. Gonna be pretty self-conscious about that all day. So anyway, besides my poor skin hygiene, today's my first day in the Neuro Critical Care unit. I am on this rotation for an entire month, and I'm pretty nervous about it. I've been told that this is one of our hardest rotations of our CA1 year, and I can tell that that's gonna be true because today is my first day, and today I'm working a 28-hour shift. So I'll be leaving the hospital tomorrow morning after rounds at like 10:30, 11 a.m. So that's pretty cheeks, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, I'm gonna go meet the team for sign out right now. I don't really know too much else about how my day's gonna go, how this rotation goes. I had some orientation stuff that I read through, but just work with me while I get my bearings, and I'll keep you guys updated as I go. Look how ugly it is. They're all gonna laugh at me. I'm not gonna make any friends. You guys come up with a little name for my little cyst buddy over here, let me know. All right, we are done with rounds. It's kind of been a hectic morning, but I will update you guys at some point later. Welcome to my crib. So it's about 5 p.m. I'm currently in the Neuro Critical Care resident on-call room. My first moment of the day that I can really kind of catch up and vlog for you guys. So basically the day started kind of like any medicine or ICU day would start, which is signing out with the night team and then splitting up those patients amongst the residents and fellows, and then doing your pre-rounds. And then for ICU, we do multidisciplinary rounds, and then we do rounds with the entire Neuro ICU team. So basically it was sign out from 7 to 7:30, pre-rounding until 8:30, and then rounds up until about 11 or so. And then after rounds, we basically caught up on orders, charting, followed up on any studies we needed to follow up on. We got 4 admits or upgrades to the Neuro ICU, so we had to go see those patients, do their orders, notes, evaluate them, of course. So that's basically how we spent the afternoon. And so my other 3 co-residents, because they're not on call tonight, I am, they signed out all their patients to me over the last 2 hours or so that I was fully up to date on what's going on with them. And they've all left. So now it's just me and my fellow. So at 7 o'clock tonight, a nighttime provider will come, and me and my fellow will do sign out with them. And then I'll stay for the night along with another provider, because since I'm new to the Neuro ICU, I can't be on call by myself at night. I just haven't had enough experience. I don't know how things work. So my first 2 call shifts will be buddy call. So I'll have someone else, which is very, very, very nice. But then after that, it'll be me by myself. So tonight, I don't have to worry about that. So we'll sign out, we'll do nighttime rounds, and then overnight will be just any management of our current patients, and then, you know, dealing with any admits or upgrades, whatever happens that we need to deal with. That's why we're here all night. Anyway, now that you guys are all caught up, I am going to lay down for a little bit, so I'll catch you guys later. All right, guys, I just want to take a quick moment to tell you about the MVP of my call shift and the sponsor of this week's vlog, Cook Unity. Cook Unity is basically the easiest way to have a chef-made, restaurant-quality meal delivered straight to your door. They're fresh and ready to eat in minutes. After a 24-hour call, the last thing I feel like doing is grocery shopping, cooking, or doing any dishes. And after a shift like that, these are life-saving. Tonight, I'm gonna be having Chef Andre Mendez's Chipotle chicken bowl. It's got cilantro and fresh guacamole. I literally don't have to do anything. I just heat this and it's ready to eat. It smells amazing, looks amazing, and the best part is that it actually tastes amazing too. Feels like I'm having takeout from a restaurant, but it's healthier and faster. And what I love about Cook Unity is they have such a wide variety. Whether you're craving Mexican, Italian, vegan, keto, or just something high protein, there's gonna be something for you. All the ingredients are top notch, fresh produce, responsibly raised meats, no antibiotics or hormones. It's been really convenient for me to just take these and throw them in my backpack and go off to work. As I'm sure you guys know, cafeteria food is not the best, so it's been really nice to just have some delicious tasting, healthy meals that I can put in my backpack and just microwave and it's ready to go. So whether you're like me, a busy resident physician, or you just live a busy lifestyle, or you just don't feel like cooking, I highly recommend you check out Cook Unity. They make eating well ridiculously easy, no dishes, no prep, no stress at all. Right now, you guys can actually get 50% off of your first order using my coupon code Sean50. I'll have the link in the description box below, or you can scan the QR code here on the screen. Trust me, after you guys taste these, you're not gonna want to meal prep ever again. Make sure to check them out. I'm gonna go eat this, but thank you so much to Cook Unity for sponsoring this video and for supporting me during my 24-hour call shift. Good morning, guys. I got like 40 minutes of sleep, which is actually pretty good. But now it's time to meet with my fellow and the other overnight provider and run through our patients, do some rounding. And so, yeah, let's get to work. All right, guys, so it's about midnight. I am back in the call room, grabbed my food. Since I last checked in, I basically went down to the unit and met up with the overnight provider and my fellow that I was with during the day, and we talked through the entire patient census. And then me and the other person with me, we basically just went and rounded on all of our patients, did neuro exams, made sure we were on the same page about everyone, talked with the night nurses who had come in and done shift change, made sure everyone was on the same page. We had a couple post-operative patients that made their way up to the unit also during that time, so new patients to evaluate. And then around 9:30, 10 o'clock, we called our attending and just ran the list with our attending. That's about midnight. I am going to have myself a little meal, and then after I eat, I think I'm gonna try to lay down again because things are pretty quiet. Everything's kind of tucked away. I'll probably get some messages, some pages, maybe phone calls from the nursing staff, but hopefully I can get a little bit of rest and not be up all night. But you never know, we could get a bunch of upgrades or transfers or something happen, and that's why we're here all night. That's why we do these 28-hour shifts, because as a person who is doing the 28-hour shift, I was there for all the day events, and I can have that continuity of care throughout the night and pass everything off in the morning when the day team comes back. So I get the purpose of this, I for sure do, and being alone at night definitely forces you to get comfortable and learn. So it's just part of the training, and this is the life we chose, baby, as I always say. Anyway, I'm gonna eat some dinner and lay down, so I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Good morning, guys. It's about 5:30 a.m. I actually got a decent amount of sleep, just a few wake-ups to respond to some pages from nursing, but no overnight admissions or like calls we had to go to immediately. So I'm going to go through and review morning labs and some imaging for our list of patients. I'll go back down to the unit and check in on the patients and the floor staff, and then at 7 a.m. the day team should get here for sign out. And I believe I have to stay for rounds, but we'll see what the day team says. We're almost there. Yo, we are done. Let's go. First overnight call shift on Neuro Critical Care in the books. We get to the car and we'll debrief a little bit. All right, guys. So, like I said, I am done. Actually, only like 8 in the morning. I didn't have to stay for rounds, which that kind of depends on like the census and how crazy things were overnight. Sometimes the night team has to stay through rounds in the morning just for that continuity. But our census is pretty okay. We were able to sign everything out to the day team just fine. So they were okay with us going home. Overall, not a bad night. Most of the work was kind of front loaded. We didn't have a lot we had to do during the night, just kind of a little bit of, you know, tucking patients in, helping out the nursing staff with stuff that they needed. Otherwise, it was a pretty, might I say, chill call night. I'll reflect more about this and talk more about the rest of the month's schedule and what my call schedule is going to look like later in the vlog. But for now, I really just want to go home. I have a post-call day today, which is basically a day off. Although it's not really a day off because technically I've already worked 8 hours today, right? Like that would be a full work day for most people. But I don't have to go back to the hospital anytime today, so that's really nice. If last night was super busy and I wasn't able to get any sleep, then I would basically spend today sleeping. But I was able to get some rest last night, so I'm going to try to have a full day and just enjoy myself and relax. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Hello, guys. Hello. I missed you guys so much.
Can you get my back and shoulders? I'll do the same. We do it at the same time?
No, we probably can't.
All right, we are out here at one of our favorite running spots, ending off the post-call day with a little jog for sunset. How are we feeling?
I can't breathe.
All right, we are done, baby.
It's bath time! Woohoo! Hey, get back in.
There you go. Tipso was excited, and then Chewy just looks terrified.
You're gonna be so nice and clean. Look at all the clean puppies. You guys all look so handsome and clean. I know. Woohoo!
Morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. Had a good post-call day, lots of exercise, lots of fresh air. Now we're back at it again. I have this vending machine right outside the ICU with Celsius. It's very dangerous for me because you guys know I love my Celsius. All right, guys, so it's about 4:30 in the afternoon. Like I already said, our day consists of signing out with the night team when we get here in the morning, pre-rounding, rounding out our patients with the entire ICU team, and then after rounds, we catch up on notes, orders, and then we see any admissions that we get from the neurosurgery teams if they do any cases during the day, which they normally do. So we normally kind of know what to expect as far as what patients are going to come to us after their surgeries are done. But then we also take any patients that are being transferred or admitted straight from the emergency room. From the surgical standpoint, a lot of these patients are ones that are getting things like craniotomies, endarterectomies, any sort of brain or vascular procedure that needs post-op monitoring, strict blood pressure goals, strict sodium goals. So we're pretty tucked in for the evening. Some of the other residents have gone home. I'm the late resident, and then my co-resident that's on with me is the on-call resident. So he's pretty much doing what I did on Monday. So I'll be here for a little bit, just kind of helping manage the floor until the night team gets here, and then I'll get to go home. Gosh, what the heck? I am like really breaking out this week. I don't know if it's stress, diet, wearing masks a lot, especially in the operating room, but the acne at my age is insane. These are small problems to have as I sit in an ICU with folks who have much bigger problems than I have. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys later. All right, baby, we are done for the day. Not a bad long day. Everything was actually pretty quiet after about 2 o'clock, besides a few patients that came up to the unit post-op. So far, after 2 days of neurocritical care, one of them being a call day, one of them being a late day, I actually kind of like it. I don't mind it at all. We'll see if I still feel that way at the end of the month, though. Morning, morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Today's the first day that I'm not the call resident, post-call, or the late resident. Hopefully it's gonna be a good day. Cheers, guys. Right. Oh my goodness. Alright guys, I am done for the day. It's about 3:30, which is the earliest I've gotten to leave this rotation so far, which is really nice. This is technically only my third shift on the Neuro Critical Care rotation, but because my first shift was a call shift and my second shift yesterday was a late day, I've already worked like 40 hours this week before going into my shift today. So that's pretty nuts, right? Like 2 shifts, already a full-time work hours. So it's really nice that I get to leave at 3:30 today, which is pretty different from my intern year. If you guys remember my ICU experiences, I did 2 months of ICU and that rotation was 12 hours a day, every single day. This is my first experience with having a resident schedule where there are residents that are short or long for any given day, as well as call. And that really makes the days variable because some days, yeah, you stay longer, but then other days you get to get out a little bit earlier. And those days that you get to get out a little bit earlier are really, really nice. Anyway, I'm gonna go home and enjoy the rest of my day. So I'll catch you guys later. All right, we made it out for another run, a couple post-shift miles. It feels really nice to not have to pre-op because normally I'd be at home looking up my cases for the next day, which I don't have to do while working in the ICU. So definitely taking advantage of this time, getting some miles in with the roomie. Feels good.
And then when I like drop.
Morning, guys. Happy Friday. I guess for me it's not really Friday because I still work tomorrow. Oh well, that's the life we chose, baby. All right guys, so it's actually Saturday afternoon. I just got off my shift. I know, didn't really vlog a lot yesterday and today, but it's honestly because there wasn't really a lot going on besides kind of what you guys already saw as far as my routine throughout the week, and the vlog was already kind of getting a little long, so didn't do a lot of filming. It's actually 3 p.m. on Saturday right now, and I'm done for the day because I'm not the late resident and I'm not on call, so I get to go home. And what's amazing is that tomorrow is my day off. Tomorrow's also the day that this vlog goes up, so I kind of wanted to reflect on my first week in the Neuro Critical Care unit. This was actually a good week overall. You know, I was kind of dreading this rotation over the last 6 weeks or so, just knowing that my first off service was going to be in the Neuro Critical Care unit. I was just nervous, honestly, and I actually ended up really enjoying the week, even though it was tough. Starting my first day on the service with a call shift, like, insane, super wild. But I feel like it's a great example of what residents have to go through and what's expected of us, like the ability to shift gears into another specialty or setting and be able to step in and provide patient care. It's a skill that we learn as we go through our training. But even with my call shifts, late shifts, working the whole week, I actually kind of enjoyed it. I really enjoyed being in the ICU this week. As some of you guys know, critical care is one of the specialties I'm considering doing fellowship in if I don't end up wanting to just do anesthesiology. A lot of the reason for that is because I actually do like medical management, which anesthesia you do, you know, intra and perioperatively, but you don't get a lot of like continued medical management. And for that reason, I really like being in the ICU. I feel like the ICU really has such high stakes medicine involved, but then you also have very clear parameters for what, you know, indications require the ICU and what goals you need to achieve to get a patient out of the ICU. And I really like that. I really like having those parameters and goals, because sometimes in other areas of medicine, it feels like we're, you know, really chronically chasing things, versus one of the reasons people like anesthesia is because you have instant gratification, right? Like when you help a patient successfully make it through surgery, that's very gratifying. ICU, I feel like I kind of get that itch but with a little bit more continuity. As far as the work goes, I actually have kind of enjoyed getting to round on patients again and work in a collaborative environment, which you don't get a lot in anesthesiology. You don't have like your co-residents in the room with you. So it's been kind of nice to have a group of co-residents with me. And honestly, they're the MVPs. They don't watch the vlogs. They're not going to see this, but you guys absolutely carried me this week. Coming from another hospital system in another state, I'm still quite unfamiliar with the electronic medical record here, you know, how to put certain orders in, and even just knowing the hospital, knowing the other services and some of the semantics of how things work, I'm not familiar with. My co-residents and fellow absolutely carried me this week in that regard, which has been incredible. Very fortunate to have a very awesome team, and they've just made it enjoyable to be in the ICU all week. We've also had really good attendings that have been incredible teachers every single day, and I feel like just in this week I've learned a lot about the management of these neuro patients. Also, the schedule is different than I thought because, again, during intern year I was doing 12-hour shifts every single day. We didn't have a short and long call schedule, and having that here is making a big difference because even though I've had long shifts, like, you know, my call shifts, late shifts, having the days that I can leave at 3 or 4 p.m. is really nice. So I think it's gonna be a good month. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. And my next call shift is Monday. So we will start next week's vlog with another in-house 28-hour shift. But for now, I'm gonna go home. I have some friends in town. You guys have seen them in previous vlogs, but they're actually moving to San Diego. So I have more friends moving here, and they're moving like 3 minutes down the street from me, which is so exciting. Like, I can't believe how lucky I am to have friends that love me enough to have uprooted their lives and moved to San Diego with me just because I moved here for residency, and they were like, oh, that sounds fun, we're gonna move too and have a fun, you know, few years in San Diego. Like, that's so incredible. I feel very fortunate. With that said, I'm gonna go meet up with them, grab some dinner, we're gonna go surfing, and then somehow in all of that time I'm gonna edit this vlog you guys are watching to go up tomorrow morning because the work don't stop, and that's just the life we chose, baby. But as always, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me in my first week in the Neuro Critical Care unit. Shout out again to Cook Unity for sponsoring this vlog. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.